On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Right side caught by Jackson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? On 2nd down now, it's Howard. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
The throw by Wentz, caught by Jackson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Working from the gun, Wentz. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Sproles. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
2nd down and goal. Wentz toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Zerline's kick is up and through. They moved the ball pretty well there on the opening drive. You think they're okay settling for 3?
I don't think they're happy about settling for 3, but I think you're exactly right with the word okay because they threw it well, they ran it well. Excellent balance for the first drive of the game.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. It's complete to Grant. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Stafford. Brought in over the middle by Grant. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Smallwood. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 49-yard line. A run with Smallwood. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
First down, a run with Smallwood. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 31, Stafford. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Throwing is Stafford. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10, and he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Here's Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's James. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Ready. Go Eddie. Go Eddie.
They'll run with Smallwood. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the Eagles' 9-yard line.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Right here, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51.
Now it's Stanford. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Here's Smallwood on 3rd and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Now left side on the swing pass. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 42-yard line.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Wentz going to throw. Oh, nearly picked. Almost intercepted, but he couldn't hang on, and it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there at 22.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
That's right, baby.
They run Smallwood. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Stafford. Over the middle, complete. That's Grant. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 38-yard line. Stafford now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. They give to Smallwood. And an alley to run. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And the Lions first down.
Lady! Let's pick it up. 40 gut. 40 gut. Let's get up.
On first down, Stafford here. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
59!
Stafford now to throw. His throw incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Hey, 5-0! 57, Mike 57.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. C.J. Anderson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives. So a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator's a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Now Wentz. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Yeah, baby.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
It's a gain of
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They start the drive with Smallwood. And he is out of bounds up around the 14-yard line. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
first down.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Bring it.
Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And off comes to Smallwood. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The Lions on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. And they'll run it here. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here's Sam Martin now as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get in the field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Sanders. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before half for Wentz. And this is incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. Screenplay. Anderson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Eagles have recovered. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that, and when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
A 6-yard pickup.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Lefty, lefty. Hey, kill.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
And 12 yards to go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Rip 5-2, on here.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
You better be afraid of me. You better be. Hey, wahoo.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
On 1st and 10, Stafford got his man complete over the middle. It's Grant. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
First down, Detroit.
Stafford now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's 1st and 10.
Hey, box truck. Check, Mike 57, Mike 57.
Now Stafford, the left side completion to Jones. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. They run. Anderson. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
21.
They run the counter. Smallwood. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Tight down. There you go.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. And his throw here's incomplete. C.J. Anderson, the intended target. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
On 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Stafford now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back to the ground. Anderson. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
50. Look at him.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Stafford, throw left side complete. That's Grant. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 22-yard line.
1st down, Detroit.
30. 180. Hey, let's go. Like 7. Come on.
1st down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
And he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. It's complete to Grant. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the 1st down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Now Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jermaine Kearse, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to regain the lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Extra point good by Prater. And that makes it a 17-10 score.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
Baby, let's go.
At their own
Let's go.
25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll run with Sanders. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Go. 180. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. Hey, 57.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
Let's go.
Alshon Jeffrey so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body, ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control. And you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. He really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL.
Throwing now is Wentz. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
That's another Eagles.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wentz now to throw. And nearly picked off there. And it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Watch the run.
They'll run it to Sproles. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Kill. 56 to 5.
Now Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Here's Wentz to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Richard Rodgers, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. They'll don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
At the 33-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Stafford. He completes it to Jones. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
To Marvin Jones.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They run again on 1st down. Anderson. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 5 now. Stafford. And that's incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And opening there on that 1st down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man, and he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though, but I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Rashawn Melvin in on the stop. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches are giving, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 18-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down, make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Anderson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the 33-yard line.
We go set. Go 20.
57. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On 2nd and 12, Stafford. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Clay Matthews with a pick, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jackson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning.
Here we go, here we go. 280!
I got one.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He'll look to throw. Jackson's got it over the middle. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Trey Madden, his first touchdown of the new season. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. And a penalty flag is down here. The kick no good, but they may have sold out a bit too much for the block. Looked like they made contact with him on the follow-through. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get into the end zone to make it a 5-point gain. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the two-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the two-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now, it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Back to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, pick your game up.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
59!
Now it's Stafford. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Wentz to throw for it on fourth. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Lions looking like they're going to come away with a victory.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Following the penalty, Anderson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Now a desperation throw. Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches